Welcome back. Today we are going to remove the oak and proof down the all-grain wheated bourbon that we did a month or so back. If you missed video 1 where we mashed this in using the Still in the Clear ingredients kit, or if you missed video 2 where we did the distillation, we made the cuts, and we blended the cuts that we wanted to keep into this jar right here, and we put the oak in. I'll put those videos up somewhere down in the description, or maybe put cards up. But today we're going to remove the oak and proof it down. But before we do that, I'm going to kind of hit the high notes of what this recipe was. And so this is a traditional wheated bourbon mash bill. It's 70% corn, and I used yellow dent corn, and it is 17% malted white wheat, and it's 13% malted barley. And what we did was 2 pounds of grain per gallon of water. So we did a 6-gallon batch with 12 pounds of grain, and then you just divide those grains up by that mash bill percentage, 70%, 17%, 13%, and that came out to 8.5 pounds of corn, 2 pounds of malted white wheat, and 1.5 pounds of the malted barley. And I showed you how to do the math with the PPG, and we were expecting about 1.061 starting gravity after we mashed in. We ended up doing a little better than that, 1.068, and so we had a ABV of around 8.5%, 8 to 8.5%. Ran it through the still with a little bit of copper in my column. I used the Mile High 8-gallon dual-purpose Copper Pro still to do it. I didn't use all the attachments. I just wanted a column and no forced reflux, so I didn't use the deflagmator. Just like I said, a little bit of copper in the column. And then we put the oak in it, the medium charred oak sticks, which comes with the kit. And I started tasting this at about 4 weeks and was really surprised at how good it was doing. And normally I will go about 8 weeks on a whiskey if I'm oaking it with sticks. But this is, man, this is good. So I'm stopping at about 6 weeks. I'm going to pull the oak off. Oh, that is good, man. If you are a fan of wheated bourbon, this is a great mash bill. This is a great recipe. Highly recommend it. That is really good. So we're gonna remove this oak, and we're gonna filter it out. And first I'm going to filter with just the screen, and that'll take the big chunks. If there are any big chunks of char that came off the wood, that'll take care of that. And then I'm going to filter it with coffee filters, and I'll probably do it a couple of times. And then I will let the jar sit and see if any, sometimes you filter it a couple times with the paper filter, and you let it sit for a few days, and you'll still get this slight grayish cloud at the bottom, and then I'll filter it again to get rid of that. And so I don't know if you can see, but it definitely caught some stuff in that filter. And now we will get a paper filter, and we'll just go back to the other jar. And then I'm going to proof it down, and I'm probably going to proof it down to 90. That's where I think I'm going to put this one. And I'm sorry about my sound quality. My microphone has quit working, so I've got to get a new one. So until then, I'm just gonna have some rough sound quality, and I apologize for that. But I will get a new microphone. So I've got it all filtered, and next I'm going to proof it. I'm going to put it in this 1 gallon jug because I'll be adding water. And we know that it went into the jar at 115, but that doesn't always mean it comes out at 115. It doesn't mean it always comes out. So yeah. It came down a little bit. It's like 112. Yeah. About 113. So it didn't drop. So we're going to add this into the 1 gallon jug. Like I said, we're going to proof it down. I'm going to proof, you know what, I thought I was going to proof it down to 90, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do like 85-ish. And, oh, yeah, we had 1,500 milliliters of 113 proof. So now we're going to calculate how much water to add to take that down to 85. And I'm going to use the box method. I've made several videos about the box method. I use it all the time. I'm going to do it down here on paper, and maybe I'll make a graphic to throw up here for you guys. I'm after 85, and I have 1,500 milliliters of 113, and I'm going to add water, which has 0 proof, and so 85 minus 0 is 85, and 113 minus 85 is 28. And so we're going to have 85 parts of 113 proof to 28 parts of 0 proof. Or what? Okay, let's see if we can break that down any further. If we change that 85 to say an 84, it'll make it a little easier. Okay, so 85 parts of 113 proof to 28 parts of water. And we're going to convert all of this into milliliters because we already measured this out, and there's 1,500 milliliters of 113 proof. So that means we're going to have to add 483 milliliters of water. So that's not going to be that hard. I'm just going to add, there's a 500 milliliter here, 250 milliliter to 500 milliliter, and I'm just going to go slightly below it. So I don't do this exactly ever. It's always just close is good enough for me. So let me get some water. All right, and now a lot of times when you add water, it can get a little cloudy, and that's also why, you know, after you pull the oak out, filter it down, and then proof it, sometimes it'll still get this little gray cloud in there because the water is pulling some of that char that's very kind of soluble and pulling it out of suspension, and we'll filter it again if that happens. We'll mix this up, and then just to check, we'll proof it again and see, you know, how close did we get to 85. Oh, that's too much. Dadgummit, I can't make a single video without spilling shit. Too much. Okay. Oh, looks like I might have to lick this table clean. And it's right about 85, probably 84. Okay, let's try one more little shot. This is really good. That wheat kind of hits the nose. Really good. That is excellent. I'm very pleased with that one. And, this bottle's probably not going to last very long. I'm going to make some more. I would also like to do this recipe as a 1.5 run instead of a one and done run. For those of you who don't know, the difference is this was one and done. I ran it one time through the still. I'd like to try this on a 1.5 run, which means make a run through the still and then do another run, not with just the distillate like you would do, a stripping run and then a spirit run, but you take the product of the first run and you add it to the second run, which also has another identical mash. So I would like to try that. Let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see that done? Because I think it would be, that also will clean up some of the alcohol a little bit, but then you also get to keep a lot of the flavor. It's kind of an in-between mark between a one and done run and stripping runs and spirit run. And I think I want to try that. So I may be making a couple more batches of this just to do that. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested in getting one of these all grain wheated bourbon kits, stillintheclear.com, and I'll put a link up here or down in the show notes or something. See you on the next one.